children, today we are going to start with Geography Chapter 1, that is our environment. We have studied in the previous class that Earth is a unique planet because it has life. And the reason for life on Earth is the presence of air, water and land. You can see many things around us which are living and non-living. When we clearly observe these things, we can find many things like tables, chairs, houses, buildings, plants, animals, insects and so on. So all these things which are present around a living organism is called as its surroundings, and these surroundings are called as our environment. So in this chapter we are going to study about all these natural and man-made things which we can see around us. So let us first discuss what is environment. The word environment is derived from a French word environneur, which means surroundings. So whatever is around us or whatever thing surrounds a living organisms, all those things are called as our environment. Plants, animals, insects, buildings, houses, schools, human beings, everything is a part of your environment. Further studying, environment is classified into two types, natural and man-made environment. Natural environment exists naturally and man-made environment is created by human beings. Natural environment consists of plants, animals, living organisms and insects. And on the other hand, man-made environment consists of buildings, schools, hospitals and even the non-living things which are belonging to our house. So in this manner, all the things are classified as natural and man-made. Further, we'll be studying about our natural environment first. Natural environment means whatever is naturally present around us, or we can say whatever we see around us, that is our natural environment. Natural environment is further classified into two types, biotic environment and abiotic environment. So first of all, we'll be discussing about biotic environment. Biotic environment consists of all the living organisms which grows and which develops, like plants, animals, insects and human beings. Next is abiotic environment. Abiotic environment refers to the non-living environment. Example, land, air and water, etc. The land, air and water, these are created by themselves. Or we can say this abiotic environment is the free gift of nature and it is even precious too. The land on which we live is not created by us. It is created by a natural process. In the same manner, air and water is also present naturally. Human beings have not created these natural resources. So when we talk about these abiotic factors, they are even called as the domains of the earth. The land on which we live is called as lithosphere. The airy part is called as atmosphere. The watery part is called as hydrosphere. And all the living organisms forms biosphere. So now moving ahead with the chapter, we'll be discussing about all these spheres or major domains of the earth. First of all, we'll be discussing about lithosphere. The land on which we live is called as lithosphere. Lithosphere is the land area. So all the continents are a part of lithosphere. Lithosphere is the solid crust or the top layer of earth. It consists of various landforms too, like mountains, plains, plateaus, valleys, etc. Lithosphere is even home to various plants and animals or to the living organisms. It provides us land for growing crops and human settlements. Lithosphere, as we have discussed, is the top layer, so it consists of soil. Lithosphere also provides us minerals. As we know, minerals are obtained under the surface of earth. So that is a part of lithosphere. So this was all about lithosphere or the land surface. Next we'll be studying about atmosphere. Atmosphere is a thin layer of air that surrounds our earth. Atmosphere extends up to a height of 1600 kilometers from the surface of the earth, and it is held around the earth by the gravitational pull of earth. When we talk about atmosphere, it acts as a protective blanket. It prevents us from the ultraviolet rays which are coming from the sun. Even it maintains the balance of temperature on the surface of earth. It helps in tapping the sun's heat and making our earth warm and maintaining a proper temperature on earth. Atmosphere even consists of different types of gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, argon, neon, etc. Out of which oxygen is a life-giving gas for human beings. As we all know, we all breathe in oxygen, which helps us in living. The changes in atmosphere even brings changes in weather and climate. Now we'll be studying about hydrosphere. The water domain on the earth is called as hydrosphere. It is basically in the form of oceans, seas, lakes and rivers. 71% of the earth's surface consists of water, and out of that 71%, only 3% of water is fresh water, and the rest 68% water is in the form of oceans and seas, which consists of salty water which cannot be used for drinking. And even out of that 3%, only 1.2% of water can be used for drinking. The reason being, rest of the water is in the form of ice. So when we talk about hydrosphere, ocean is the major component of hydrosphere. Most part of the hydrosphere is in the form of oceans. Hydrosphere even provides us with minerals which are found under the surface of water. It even provides us with a variety of seafood. Hydrosphere is a natural link between the continents, and it even acts as means of transport between the countries. It has made trade very easier between the countries across the world. As all the continents are connected to each other through water bodies or through oceans, it helps in developing better trade relations among the countries. Next we'll be studying about biosphere. As we have discussed earlier, all the living organisms are a part of biosphere. It means plants, animals and human beings. All these are a part of biosphere. This zone supports life, or we can say the narrow zone where life exists. That narrow zone is called as biosphere. As you all know, human beings cannot live without air, water and soil. So in this, human beings are biotic factors and even plants and animals, and rest land, air and water are abiotic factors. So biosphere is the area where all these biotic and abiotic factors interact with each other and life prevails. So that is basically biosphere. We can say that the extent of biosphere is from 11 kilometers below the sea level to tropopause. So that is the area, or that is the extent till which life prevails on the surface of earth and even under the surface of water. It provides us even with favorable conditions for living. Both the biotic and abiotic factors are interdependent on each other. The abiotic factors, they provides us with food and raw materials, and the biotic factors, they depend on abiotic factors. So the interdependence of abiotic and biotic factors on each other forms a new system which is called as ecosystem. When we talk about this concept of ecosystem, ecosystem differs from place to place as per the interaction between biotic and abiotic components of the earth. Now we are going to study about ecosystem. An ecosystem is a system which is formed by the interaction between the living organisms among each other, or with the interaction of living organisms with their surroundings. Or in simple words, we can say that when all the living organisms interact with each other in a particular environment, that results in the formation of ecosystem. As we have discussed earlier, that human beings, plants and animals, they depend on each other, or they are interrelated. They cannot survive alone. So this dependence of the living organisms or biotic components of each other results in the formation of an ecosystem. Ecosystem differs as per the places. Every area is having its own ecosystem. Even ecosystem provides a habitat for the plant and animal species. That is the reason why Kerala is having greenery, because of the presence of water, and even the animals are of different types. And on the other hand, when we talk about Rajasthan, there is scarcity of water, so hardly bushes and shrubs are growing there. So it means as per the physical environment too, the ecosystem of an area changes. As you all know, that plants, animals and human beings, they depend on each other for their food. Atmosphere consists of oxygen and carbon dioxide gas. Human beings breathe in oxygen, and even animals, and they breathe out carbon dioxide gas, and that carbon dioxide gas is taken up by plants and they release oxygen gas, and this helps in maintaining a balance in our environment, and it develops an ecosystem because plants, animals and human beings, they interact with each other, which help in their survival. When we talk about the features of ecosystem, as we have discussed that ecosystem provides a habitat for the wild plant and animal species. Ecosystem can be of two types, natural and artificial. Natural ecosystem is which is naturally present, and artificial ecosystem which is created by human beings. Like aquarium, it is an artificial ecosystem provided for fishes. An ecosystem can even be permanent or temporary. Rainforest, ocean, seas, deserts, they have their own ecosystem. And in the ecosystem, the interaction happens through the transfer of energy and material. Ecosystem even supports different type of food chains and food webs, because these are a part of ecosystem. Now we'll be studying about man-made environment. As we have discussed in the starting of the chapter, that environment means our surroundings. So man-made environment means the surroundings which are created by human beings. When we talk about man-made environment, this environment is created by doing modifications in the natural environment. So whatever is made by human beings is a part of man-made environment, and they have done it for a better lifestyle, because as they are developing, so their needs are increasing. So in this manner, when people want to satisfy their needs, they are inventing new things which leads to man-made environment. Basically, man-made environment relates with anything which is around you created by human beings, like buildings, car, vehicles, houses, roads, bridges. Everything is a part of man-made environment, because these things are created by human beings for their convenience, and for this they have made changes in the natural environment, and they have created their own environment around them so that their life could be easier and better. As natural environment is having many advantages, in the same manner man-made environment is also having certain advantages and disadvantages. So when we talk about advantages, man-made environment has made our life easier. It helps in satisfying our needs to the fullest, because we have modified our natural environment and we have brought these changes to satisfy our needs. But when we talk about the disadvantages, there are certain disadvantages of man-made environment. So now we will be discussing about what are the disadvantages of man-made environment as compared to the natural environment. You all have studied that the early humans, they used to satisfy their needs with whatever is easily available to them, or they were satisfied with whatever they have. But as the people developed, their needs increased, and as we know, necessity leads to invention. As the needs of people increased, inventions increased, and more man-made environments is being developed. People have started making buildings, new constructions, roads and bridges, and for everything they were continuously spoiling the natural environment. This man-made environment is directly affecting the natural environment, because for any type of construction the forests are being cleared to get a flat land, and when the number of trees are decreasing, it has led to various natural disasters which is affecting human life a lot. Human beings has created different type of vehicles. They have made cars, trains, buses, everything for their convenience, and the burning of fossil fuels like petroleum in these vehicles has led to an increase in the pollution in our atmosphere, and which has in turn led to increase in the temperature of our earth. So this increase in the temperature of our earth is termed as global. As we are not able to get fresh air, so it is affecting us in various ways, and people are coming into the grip of different type of diseases. So whatever inventions or whatever developments are done by human beings, that has in turn resulted in some harmful effects on human beings only. Human beings are continuously exploiting the natural resources, whether it is forest or water bodies or any type of natural resource. Continuous depletion in these natural resources has resulted in harmful effects on the surface of earth. As we have discussed that human beings modify natural environment. So in this manner, our environment is degrading at an alarming rate. It has created an imbalance in our nature. But as we have discussed, maintaining a balance in our nature is very important for the survival of all the living organisms. So now, being a human being and being a part of our nature, It's our duty to maintain proper balance in our nature if we want our life to be safe. So, it is very important that everybody should be conscious and they should use our natural resources in a conscious way so that it can even be used properly and can be preserved for future use. Otherwise, at the end, our future generations will not be able to use these resources and they will not be getting the benefits of our environment. So this was all about the chapter environment. So before winding up, I would like to revise whatever we have studied in the chapter. Our surroundings are collectively known as our environment. Our environment can be natural or man-made. Natural environment is further divided into biotic and abiotic environment. Lithosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere are the main components of the environment. Water, air and land forms are abiotic, while plants, animals and human beings form the biotic environment. Rising temperature of the earth is termed as global warming. So this was all for now about the chapter environment. I would like to remind you, go through the chapter. So goodbye for now. Stay home, stay safe.